Hello again, everyone. Melth here, with more by Baldur's Gate 3 Challenge Run. This time I'll be tackling the Githyanki Inquisitor boss, and possibly wrapping up all of Act 1. As usual, details of the challenge run are in the YouTube video description, and watch out for spoilers throughout this run. Well, as you can see from all the corpses and so forth everywhere, we've basically cleared off all the Githyanki except for the youths over here and in their schoolroom. Now, if I go talk to the Inquisitor, then everyone in here will be hostile and, waiting basically in one conveniently packed area to die. Which, I'm not sure is harder or easier. It does pull those two in that they're otherwise just kind of out there waiting on their own. But anyway, I want to have this conversation here with Varrl, I think. So he's just, abusing this kid because you think you're horrible. Everyone else is enjoying the show and asking why you're interrupting and things like that. Or saying to wait your turn because they want to beat him next.
Makes sense. Killing each other like this. It's stupid. Orpheus. Silence.
He's pretty stupid just bringing up Orpheus there when even mentioning his name is apparently illegal.
Attracting an audience. You fight again. This time, daggers only. And to the death, as instructed. Who wants to challenge this sniveling Istark? Cowards are not tolerated in our ranks. Though I gather they are welcome in...
I mean, that's not even the point. If you have, your soldiers pair off and kill each other, you'll quickly run out of soldiers, whether they're cowards or not. He wants to learn about Orpheus, which is why he's intervening here. He plans to kill all these people eventually anyway. Except for maybe Varrl. We'll see.
I've distracted enough from my lesson. Go wet the swords. I want them sharp enough to peel a Gake's eyeball just by looking at them. I hope you prove as weak as
I don't know why Ballista is so sweaty here. That should have ended when we left Grimforge, I thought, but maybe it relates to how I've gotten stuck in my disguise, and even when I dispel it, I still look disguised.
well on your way to being Gake food. Do better.
Githyanki children over here are invincible, by the way, unlike, the Goblin children for whatever reason.
That was amazing. I've never seen...
By the way, if you attack during the middle of the conversation, he'll just drop dead. The Savar's just like a free turn to shoot him immediately, no matter what you do.
To be ruthless. That death is the only mercy we deliver. But you showed compassion and kindness. You're just like... Never mind.
It would be insane to talk about this Orpheus stuff in front of the whole schoolroom here. Let's do it.
I speak of Orpheus, the true prince. He's so strong and wise.
None of those things.
And he rides a comet. A comet! We're forbidden to talk about him. They say Vlaakith knows if you even think his name. I found his book.
Didn't mean to skip that. But...
Part of it anyway. I read it all the time. He's unbelievable.
That might be because it's not true.
What is it? Is this another part of the
Yes,
book?
let us loudly talk about this contraband literature in front of the group here.
This legend is a heresy to my queen. Merely uttering his name is enough to tempt a violent fate.
These words. There's so much more to know about him. I can't believe it. Please, let me give you the fragment I have. Thank you, Rastil. Razerai ka tavkin crushed.
Alright, let's read the new one there. It's entitled Sacrifice, but there's not, a sacrifice in this part of the story as I recollect. It's kind of a defeat. His red dragons are fine, but, their red dragons are ill-gotten worms. They all came about because Gith, who's horrible, made a deal with the devil, and, with Tiamat, who's a pure evil goddess. And Orpheus is all about Gith, who again is evil. So Orpheus is awful too. The fact that he is a Githyanki just means ipso facto he is a bad person. He doesn't want to share power and rule over the galaxy with Vlaakith. That's not the same thing as being good. That's just, being the exact same as her and then losing the war. Maybe he mellowed and became more reasonable the time we meet him, but, for everything we find out, I really don't buy it. He just seems to be pretty awful too. Oh yeah, we can't get there because of you kind of a bug in the cutscene. The force field is not actually, present, but it does still block the pathway until we put in the crystal to open this.
Who would be?
This is even funnier if the other bug is happening, where Varrl is actually standing literally right there while having this conversation with you. But, as I think I mentioned last time, if you have that happen, it can really screw up everything subsequent, so if you want to have this secret fight against those Githyanki there and not have them just run away, you need to do things in this way in particular, where Varrl had a chance to get away before we go through this doorway. Lots of treasure loot over here. These energy sources, I don't think this one does anything. Later on, we'll find some that are kind of blocking progress toward getting the blood of Lathander, but this one I don't think does anything. Maybe if the door hadn't already been open from that side, it would destroy it, but that doesn't make sense because that's a psychic barrier rather than like a light energy one, so yeah, who knows. Lathander trampling on undead there. I like this section. Helps set the somewhat dramatic mood, and the pacing is good here. We have one tough fight, and we have this grand chamber to walk through before the big boss fight. In general, I think this is... Well, no, I can't really say that I like this... Oh, there he is. Yeah, so he was kind of delayed getting there, but he's reached the room, so it should be okay now. I don't really love this scene. The thing about it is that, kind of arbitrarily, one part of the conversation, picking the wrong dialogue option gets you killed instantly, and another part, picking what should be an even worse dialogue option has no consequences whatsoever, and it just feels very arbitrary that way. Well, here we are. We're probably expecting a fight at this point, so I think we'll just start buffing for him before we begin the conversation. Let's give you that staff and give you Fowler a Louvre. And I guess if we're using Fowler or Loop, we probably don't need an accuracy boost for starting, but could use a damage boost maybe. So perhaps we'll use that Goodberry.
It's a headshot.
In the meantime, let's cast Bless on our most important attackers. You eat that Goodberry, and you activate Fowler or Louvre, sing. Let's go to turn-based mode, and you can just walk on down and talk to the dude.
Not as bad as it could have.
He is one of the worst Githyanki names in the game, with 3 apostrophes. Now, I know that 2 of them are in his title rather than his name, but still.
A crashing Gaik slave vessel.
Try. Vlaakith's justice in flesh.
You have accomplished much, child. I am pleased to finally meet you. I heard there is so much goblin blood on your hands that it soaks their children.
I do like the kind of evil face he makes there. Of course, he heard wrong because we killed the goblin children too.
You plucked something precious from the Gaik ship. Something that belongs to us.
So we're here really to get information.
Give it to me.
Don't do it. The weapon is how I protect you.
Do it. Do not disobey the Inquisitor.
Some of your species say knowledge is power. They are wrong. Knowledge is everything. We took an interest in you when you became involved with this absolute cult.
I don't think that's a darker specific line there.
Slaves, the first symptom of the grand design in action. But you are lucky.
Because he doesn't seem to know that, like, as the Dark Urge, we were one of the main ringleaders of this whole cult.
Vlaakith herself. Hand it over. That is a secret known only to Queen Vlaakith. Its significance is beyond both of our stations.
So, I mean, it sounds like he really just has no idea, basically. And if Vlaakith had it before and couldn't stop things up at this point, he doesn't really have any confidence she could do anything good if she got it back. Plus, she's Vlaakith and is just infamously evil and incompetent. None of these things have quite the nuance that Ballista would probably be choosing here. He'll probably just go for attacking. Lae'zel is fine with that. She won't like it if you pick like a unfriendly dialogue option than attacking, but just attacking straight up, that's okay. Anyway, the Inquisitor is often wrote as one of the hardest bosses in Act 1. I'm not sure I agree with that, to be honest. In fact, I think he's greatly overhyped. I would say previously the last room of Githyanki is tougher than this guy overall, but that's not to say you can take him lightly by any means. I mean, he has a lot of hit points, does a lot of damage, he has his legendary action that is almost important. It's so weak that they gave him to him twice, basically. Like summoned 2 Mind Claws of Tunarath, which then most are kind of like spiritual weapons they get to summon for free, but then also if they hit you, they give them +1 armor class until you hit something, which is pretty easily fixed, to be honest. Now, I could lightning bolt these 3 guys or whatever, but I don't feel like it's really worth that much effort. Like, they're not that tough here. So probably what we want to do is get hasted instead and just use our superior attacks to bring them down. So perhaps I will walk up thereabouts. And walk you over there. And you over there, and then we'll put down a speed potion. Now what's more valuable here? My reaction to pop the potion that way, or Shovel's attack? They might be comparable, really. Shovel's hit chance is a bit higher, so yeah, I'll probably go with using the reaction to pop the potion. Go. Okay. So if we attack him or his allies, they can trigger the legendary action there. Normally I'd want to try to blind him now, I think, but we don't have a Raven ready to go, so we can't deny it to him that way. We also need to watch out for one other thing here, which is that his saving throws are really pretty good across the board. Like, he's not great at dodging fireballs or whatever, but he has good hit points, that won't really matter that much anyway. My point just being that it is not easy to just command him to waste his turn or something like that. He does have, you know, large boosts to his saving throws. Not impossible, just not great odds. We might be able to put him in like a stinking cloud and have him waste his turn that way.
Ready for another round?
In any case, I think what we might do... Maybe this is a good time to use a scroll of some kind. We have plenty of scrolls saved up we haven't really been using. Let's maybe do a scroll of Scorching Ray. That was horrible luck. Okay, so summons one of his not important mind claws. They'll go away when he dies. No one cares.
Victory awaits.
Let's have you throw... Oh, did I lose my +1 hand axe somewhere? I did. I better go and fetch that at some point here.
No time to wait.
Let's spill some blood.
Alright. Who has the best armor class? Astarion by far. Let's have him walk away, provoking the attack. Probably won't hit him. Yeah. Now he can walk away to a point where he can pretty easily secure the kill, I would think. 23 to 40. If I put on Cold the Weak, that has a decent chance to just kill like that. Nice. So that worked perfect. Now all the skeletons can dogpile in. I do wish the ravens had done a little bit better.
Smell blood.
Oh, that one already went. Okay.
Good.
There's one that hasn't. Okay, so this one over here by the Mind Claw. So if it takes a shot from here, it has a penalty. If it moves, then the guy might actually get an armor class bonus from the Mind Claw hitting. I'm going to just go ahead and take that risk, I think. Yeah, that ends mine, so like, it's really, really, really not a big deal. Alright. So I want to now give some kills, I think, to Astarion, and also to Ballista so they can get more actions. Well, you can ignore that thing because he can only do one attack, so it's no longer a threat.
In my best interest.
Nice. Very nice.
Gods, it's hot in here.
Okay, softened up enough that it should be pretty easy for Astarion to take him out now, I would think. What I must avoid, though, is killing him with Cold Weak, because I really don't want that, because then I'll have a harder time getting an actual kill. But, maybe I'll go ahead and just risk it anyway. Yeah, that'll be okay. I think I'll focus on just taking out the Ardents next. They shouldn't be too difficult for Astarion. Yep. Let's get Lae'zel to walk forward a bit. There we go, so he has that bonus. I want to get an extra action is what we care about, basically. So if I turn that on, you might well get the kill. Is that worth actually getting one less action? It might be. Alright, I'm going to risk it. Okay, that's fine. We will now turn that off, get the guaranteed kill if it hits. There we go. Now we have an extra attack, and we're invisible, which is nice. If we shoot the guy, he can parry. Now, he's not, I don't think, that great at wisdom saving throws. It might be pretty feasible to have Ballista command him to waste a turn or something like that. 70%. I can probably get it up to a little bit higher even if I go into shadows or something like that, too. So, yeah, I can probably just control him that way. So let's instead have you shoot that guy for a not quite lethal amount of damage. That's good.
Outmaneuver them.
Okay. So with decent luck now, if Ballista hexes this guy, and then just shoots off an Eldritch Blast, he should almost certainly kill that guy. Allowing him to save more attacks for that guy who can't parry these. Nice. Now I've got 4 more blasts. That might even be possible just to kill him. Nah, not with that luck. Okay. Okay, so in that case, I want to waste his turn. 65% there. Does that mean that I was in... wrong save there. Okay, so I'm actually in darkness there. So that might be the best bet, would just be to waste his turn like that with something like Hideous Laughter or Command. Wow, he had amazing luck. Okay. Well, he's free to do whatever he wants in that case. So, let's have... maybe you just stand near him with your sword out. It doesn't really make a difference.
Sometimes the only way out is
But they had a lot of luck here. And I could have spent more resources, I just chose to be lazy. He's unlikely to hit. Yeah. Could have blinded him. I'm not too worried about it. Let's just get this over with.
push my luck again.
There we go. Alright. Pretty easy.
Inquisitor were Wargas.
So now Vlaakith speaks up. Now, if we'd gone through the conversation before and handed up the artifact, Vlaakith would have shown up before. And what I was getting at before is basically, in some parts of the cutscene, you can just defy her openly, and she won't care at all. In other parts, if you're even slightly rude to her, she'll just instant kill you. It's very strange that way.
You are permitted to look upon me. You are invited to kneel.
The Deathless Queen has spoken. You will obey.
I mean, she was polite enough not to make it a command, and only an idiot would defy a nearly godlike wizard in this circumstance, so they'll just go ahead and kneel. There's no real downside to doing so. And there's a major downside possibly to defying her, so. He does think she looks pretty clownish, pretending to be huge like that, and doing that how to talk to short people meme type approach here.
My laser.
Chma Zala Vlaakith. You know me.
Erlon of Kalir speaks most highly.
If we read Lae'zel's thoughts previously at some point, we'd know that her biggest fear really is that, Vlaakith will never know who she is or whatever. So I guess that, major insecurity is allayed here.
Istik, you bear that which is ours. But are you friend?
Yeah, as far as she's concerned, she's being pretty reasonable about this, given he just, slaughtered her servants here, rather than hand the thing over. So, he'll go with this and hope she buys it.
Your utility is proven, but your heroism is yet to be witnessed. A test, then, to see if you are as capable as you profess to be. That weapon you carry, the astral prism, it is corrupted.
I will cleanse it for you, my queen. Tell me how.
Every day with Le Boingzel is just an embarrassment to Ballista.
Their mind is warped, broken, a blight. They are.
I don't know why she doesn't just tell us the truth that, he's a mind flayer. That would probably be the best way to turn us against him.
Prism.
The Agent of the Grand Design is getting close to the truth there, but
Empire. As long as they live, the prison is compromised. Kill them! Do this, and I will cleanse you and your allies. Do this, and ascend!
Ascension. My queen.
again, anyone with a brain that the Mind Flayers haven't eaten already should know that Ascension is a scam and this Lich just eats souls, because Liches always eat souls. It's what Liches do. It's like Mind Flayers eating brains. You kind of wish there was a more polite way to phrase this. And likewise, a less, I can't do that type approach to this.
You are being lied to.
This is true. You're lying there right now. You won't be obeyed.
Skvar, do not defy my queen!
Karlach is an idiot about this, and she'll only prove dialect choices that lead to your death. So, don't let her trick you to think there actually is a good outcome if you defy Vlaakith at the wrong moments.
You will not leave this room until it is done.
And Lae'zel will actually attack you if you try to leave this room. She doesn't mind if you, waste several minutes looting everything, but leave the room and she'll backstab you.
Do not leave this room except to enter the prism. Turn your back on me, and you will feel my blade against it.
Pave my path with corpses. Build my castle with bones.
We'll do the rest of the looting later on. We might take this opportunity also to talk to the tribe, perhaps. Let's dispel disguise, and okay, yeah, the game is still bugged. My face is gone, and I'm just stuck in disguise mode forever. I can change what disguise I'm in, but... Can I cast? Okay, there we
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
A secret used by Gith to free us of cake shackles.
The corpse remains silent. It does not know.
This world is sick. Only cure.
So you think you're planning to destroy the entire world? We can't have that now, can we?
A front. Masking.
This is kind of interesting. There's sort of a matryoshka of deceptions and people behind people with the, you know, Absolute and the Dead 3 and so on. With it being... no one being quite sure who's really in charge until you get to the very, very end of the game when, by that point, the Nether Rain is free.
The Inquisition. To find the artifact. The astral prism.
The spell's power went.
Okay, well, we'll go back to looting things here once we deal with this plane cast.
Don't do it!
This might be an opportunity, from Ballista's perspective, to go talk to our Dream Visitor here and get some information at long last. The Dream Visitor's been notably evasive up until this point.
The astral prism as it begins to flower. Your mind burns hot with excitement.
Now, the astral plane has really changed a lot over the editions and so forth. And this game kind of shows it as being basically space, but with, you know, ruins and rocks floating around in it. Honestly, I liked it when it was less spacey and more ethereal and magical in some previous editions, but it's fine. I just like fantasy to be fantastic rather than science fiction in general.
Of psionic force is small but unmistakable. This must be a pocket of the astral plane.
Boundless. Timeless. Like every dream that ever was stitched together. It is home.
Alright. So, one fun thing about being here is we can jump around super far. Now, as I recollect the lore in previous editions and so forth, would just be that, you know, there was no gravity in the astral plane. You flew around at will, basically. But it doesn't make a difference either way. You basically have a feather fall and a super jump effect all the time here. Let's dispel this disguise. So we'll talk to the Dream Visitor without disguise and hope the Dream Visitor will reciprocate, which he will not. We also can't talk to party members here for whatever reason. I don't know what programming reason there is for that, but, you know, it's in that kind of mode we're just not allowed to talk, really. Divine Bone Shard is an alchemy ingredient that makes elixirs of universal resistance, which I mentioned are really not as good as you would think, because they don't follow the usual elixir rules of lasting forever, and they, on the positive side, don't preclude you using another elixir, but, you know, temporary resistance to damage is seldom worth anything. These Githyanki are very poorly armed. They all have just mundane weapons. This is a clue that they're working for Orpheus, of course. Good setup.
Let's have a look.
And we're on the carcass of a dead god over here. Oh, pretty good scroll. Can't, you know, cast it yet per my rules, but I can eventually. Anyway, we're on the carcass of a dead god. The astral plane is littered with dead gods. So this is another just, you know, good reminder to Ballista that Vlaakith really, I mean, she's not a real god, and even if she was, gods die all the time. They're not that big a deal. There's like 10 freaking million of them. Even like the kobolds have like 20 gods. So Vlaakith is not that consequential. And if she had the power to kill this guy herself in this prism, she would be doing so, so we're probably safe in here anyway.
So you came, in spite of all my warnings. Disappointing. Come, we will talk in private. Just the two of us. I may have made a mistake trusting you. I told you to stay away from the Githyanki.
You parasitized us.
But you just couldn't help yourself. Could you?
Help myself to all their loot.
And now, you've come here to murder me.
this is a especially good dialogue choice for the Dark Urge, I think.
Very well. What do you want to know? I'm just like you, an adventurer.
Lies and half-truths as usual.
Infected with an illithid tadpole.
I mean, there's a half-truth there, infected with the illithid tadpole. Leaving out, turned into a mind flayer and wants to say that way. And would kill people to say that way, in fact.
I know Vlaakith's secret.
That's also false. Like, you know, people right here know Vlaakith's secret.
That would be the
and this person is engaged in killing those people.
That same secret is how I've been protecting you from the Absolute. I can hear your thoughts. You think I'm lying.
Correctly.
Vlaakith warned you that I would try to deceive you. But consider this. What reason?
And that's just stupid. There's so many reasons for you to be deceiving us here. And like, it's obvious, I think, in character at this point, that there are many reasons you could want to deceive us.
I'm on your side. I have been since the very beginning.
When you infected us with a mind flayer tadpole? And this, of course, is also a lie in physical form, as it were. This whole setup with the sword as if she's giving you the chance to kill her. But this is, of course, a fake. The sword won't do anything anyway. It'd be foolish to ask if this some kind of trick. So.
It seems I was right to put my faith in you after all.
He'll play along and pretend that he's buying this, but he's pretty suspicious.
Vlaakith will be furious, to make no mention of your Githyanki companion. The Lich Queen fears nothing more than the loss of her empire. The knowledge I have of her deception will bring that about.
I mean, she's a fake goddess.
She is trying her very best to kill me by sending you.
So that really says nothing positive about her ability to really accomplish anything if she relies on us to kill this person. Has no useful agents of her own, seemingly. So Bolas is pretty reassured by this, really.
If the Illithid Empire were ever to return, she would be incapable of stopping them. And if her people found out about her impotence, there would be mutiny, revolution, the end of her.
That would be huge change. Vlaakith 158 instead. Think about it.
The power to resist Illithid control, which Vlaakith only pretends to know, is how I've been protecting you. I suppose she hoped to.
Really has nothing to do with that. He just kind of is sitting here while someone else does all the work.
She spared me that fate. She will come for you.
She really doesn't. Like, she sends, I guess, like a few agents after us in Act 2, maybe kinda a little bit. But she's totally harmless at this point. In this cutscene, she can just kill you instantly if you do the wrong thing, but after this, she can never, ever do anything bad to you again.
A logical question.
And again, totally evasive there. Didn't even have a good lie ready.
I have delayed long enough. The next attack is overdue, and I can't risk you being caught in.
Because we find out what's really going on, and that you're killing Orpheus's Githyanki here.
You were on the right path to Moonrise Towers. Return to it. I hope you are ready to face Vlaakith's wrath. The entire Creche stands ready to.
He'll say this even if you've already killed everyone in the Creche, which we have come close to.
Have you killed my queen's enemy? Vlaakith does not lie to her faithful. Open your mind. Show me.
Your mind tingles. Lae'zel seeks entrance. Your thoughts become one. She sees the truth of your confrontation in an instant.
Vlaakith Tafkinazin. I see only madness. Vlaakith bears the full might of Tunarath's arms.
Tunarath literally has arms, I think. It's another carcass of a dead god with a city built on top of it.
We are leaving this place. Now.
Well, I think we have looted everything there is around here. I don't think there's any real treasures, just kind of a few alchemy ingredients, basically. So, might as well head on out.
I'll give it a shot.
We're blessed now, I believe, for the rest of the act, but it doesn't really matter at all.
You came to your senses. Now leave, before the others come for us.
Vlaakith. Vlaakith!
Don't call her name here, we're trying to get away.
Blade. Roared your wrath as a dragon! You promised ascension. Yet I crawl among my own people, low as an asp's belly. Skageth! I followed your path. What good? This heart of stone, for it to be shattered.
I do kind of like that line. I mean, if I liked Lady Boingzal more as a character, I'd like it more, but...
Faith. Kalir prepared me. Only the heaviest souls soar to the astral. Yes. Yes. I might gain Vlaakith's favor yet. Silence! I must think.
The lack of thinking is indeed the problem here. Let's give her the headband of intellect for a bit here. Just for roleplay, as it were. It won't actually change anything because we won't be doing any fights. Alright. So, let's loot these people here. Generic Githyanki stuff there, but one of them has some pretty good stuff, as I recollect. It's not really the Boing Eye, either. This potion, of course, I won't be using because that's a long rest. I won't be using either the short rest potions or these ones. Just trying to keep up that challenge, so pick it up and add it to wares. This is a pretty bad hat, I would say. Lots of chest loot around here. Now this is a good ring. Let's give that to Astarion now, and he'll just need to concentrate on things like protection from good and evil, or Hunter's Mark, or stuff like that, to just keep up that bonus. Don't even need to cast it on useful, just, you know, cast it on something and you get the perk. It's also useful in that there are some items later on in the game that when you deal psychic damage have other positive effects, so it's a good way to do that pretty routinely.
How much further can I go?
I think it must be this Ardent who had the good items, so let's go ahead and loot him. There we go. Diadem of Arcane Synergy is a very fun and very powerful item. So basically when you inflict a condition, which is a lot of different things, you then get the ability to do extra damage equal to your spellcasting ability modifier. That can be phenomenal for things like swords bards in particular, for example. Or it can be good for rangers too, you know, something like applying Hunter's Mark or some other kind of debuff. Any kind of, you know, mixed warrior mage character can get a lot of mileage out of it. I don't want to take away all of Astarion's speed options. I might give him this hat though, I think we can get some use out of it. We'll need to respec him to make it a little bit better, you know, give him more wisdom because it's a spellcasting ability modifier. But, yeah, we can do it.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times. Don't waste a step.
So we'll loot the treasures in here. Ah, happy to have one of those Elixirs of Vigilance. The other ones are things that I can sell at least. I don't think the skin burst is anything too good. Let me check that. Yeah, Force Conduit is okay. But, like, you should avoid taking damage in the first place rather than just reducing it by a bit.
Always room for more.
There's actually one last item that I forgot to loot. Luckily I've remembered now before leaving Act 1. I mean, I could have come back, but still, I'm glad I remembered it now for convenience sake. I looted the other display case, but not this one. It has a pretty useful amulet. In part just because we really have a dearth of good amulets, or even okay amulets in this party, honestly. So let's give that new one, which is a pretty fun one, to Karlach. So now her firebolts, which aren't that great, will at least be a little bit better. Okay. There's a couple more Githyanki to loot in here. Then I guess we can go back to the classroom and clear that out and then go for the artifact that's down that passageway. Don't know why there's nothing against necromancy and infernal metals here. I guess maybe magic of the undead would maybe reveal more about Vlaakith than she wants to be known. Maybe that's my best guess there. I don't really know why there'd be any rules against the rest of that stuff, though. Well, Orpheus, obviously. Really, I don't know why there's a rule against infernal metal in particular, is what I'm saying, I guess. These are pretty interesting. Yeah, we've already seen that reverberation is pretty good, and having more ways to stack it up is useful. Now, I can inflict lightning damage pretty frequently on Ballista, but the Wondrous Gloves are really good too, so I'm not sure that's worth it. This is probably more valuable most of the time. So I'll hold on to them. I might consider it instead of the Wondrous Gloves, but I think I already have enough ways to, debuff people. And Bardic Inspiration is hard to pass up. Alright, so known locations shows our own journey here, basically. Oh, they're just kind of clearly guessing, they don't really know much. Can I read that? Come on, let me read it! Okay, I'm gonna just pick it up and read it that way. Interesting stuff, kind of confirms what we already knew, basically. Palace of Susurrus is in Tunarouth, I believe. Basically means whispering. So, Sharlak we know means traitor. So, that's just kind of confirmation of that. And we're about to find out, having done this, that he is indeed a traitor, basically. A serial traitor, really, I think, given that he must have switched sides to Vlaakith in the first place. Well, yeah, no, he is from the original Vlaakith time period, so... I guess it depends whether you count this currently Vlaakith as the same as the previous Vlaakith, because, again, there have been 157 identical Vlaakiths, basically, that have... Several of which have been liches, all of which have been evil, had the exact same policies and whatnot down through the ages. And he helped put the first one in charge, apparently. Alright, so everyone in the crush will be on alert now, but there's not really many people left. And their on alert positions are really not any more dangerous usually. In fact, sometimes they're less dangerous than their normal ones, so it doesn't make too big a difference. You can see looking in there, they're prepped for battle alright, but they're mostly in a line, so I can lightning bolt them to death if I wanted to use lightning bolt scroll on that. I don't think that'll be necessary. They're pretty weak and pretty easy to kill, I think.
Let's get going.
Making me sweat.
I think I budgeted out my spells pretty well. I'm, ending up with just a couple left here. Let's use it to blitz down this last fight, I would say. We already have Bless, I guess, so casting one more Bless there is not really helpful.
No time to rest.
So, very well. We will move on in together. Maybe a Stargate up front, because he doesn't have as much speed before as he used to have. I suppose if he cast something that gives a condition, he could activate his various new rings and whatnot. It's not really efficient for him to use a bonus action, just, applying Hunter's Mark rather than shooting someone. Although it would, do the condition thing conveniently. But yeah, let's just have him do something smart. Let's have him cast, Protection from Evil and Good on himself, whatever, just to be concentrating on something, so he then activates the strange conduit ring.
Trust no one. Watch your back.
Okay, so only the Savarish is really much of a threat here. Where is Varrl? Is he, he's usually, his corpse is over there, basically, normally. But it looks like he has gotten out of here, so good for him. I do remember a conversation once where he gets, disappointed in us when he sees us kill everyone, but don't know how to trigger that exactly.
Alright, Karlach, it's go time.
Alright, let's have Karlach maybe throw a void bulb and see if we can pull these guys together into like one fireball, basically. Pull more of them together anyway. Very nice. Pulls him out of the fireball, but that's fine.
And lethal.
So let's lob that at them. Here's but Youth Tra'an. Okay. So I think if a Stargan now goes in and maybe shoots acid at one of them, that might count as applying condition to one of them. Let's... Does not have any more acid arrows? Okay, let's fix that. Yep, I gave him Arcane Synergy. Let's see how much it adds, whether it uses his Wisdom currently or something else currently. as I've noticed before, acid often does not apply effect to the person who you target with it. It's very strange that way. So, let us maybe turn on Cold Weak. Shoot like a fire arrow this time. There, as I thought, it cold one of them. So that's pretty efficient. Right, let's check the combat log there for how much damage we dealt. He missed. Okay, so it doesn't really tell us anything. Very well. We need to give him a kill with something other than Cold Weak so we can get another attack and finish that guy off.
Behold the dance of...
Let's have you run on in. And perhaps you just apply a hex to that guy. Then we should be able to kill you pretty easily. Guaranteed kill if it hits. Nice. Then if we just double tap you. Man, I'm having pretty bad accuracy with ballista today.
My path be true.
There we go. Okay, so if Asarian now hits, he will guaranteed kill. What if I turn that off? 15 to 30. Yeah, I'm going to just do that. Increase the odds of death even higher. There we go. So if he shoots this guy with like a fire arrow, it should probably kill off the other one too. I don't think we really need that though. There's only a couple guys left. Is it worth it? We do have all these skeletons that can just pile in and help kill off everything too.
The dance macabre.
So if he shoots you, he will... Yeah, that would be a pretty easy kill there. There we go, double kill. So it leaves you, you, and you over there. I've got a pile of skeletons. We also have the birds that can maybe help out. Can you actually get anywhere useful? No. Can you get anywhere useful? No. Okay. Very well. Skeletons it is. Wah wah.
Time to strike. Time to strike.
Okay, another one down. Very nice.
I will ascend. Victory awaits.
That was bad damage for a critical, but okay.
Will ascend.
Alright, so who's got actions left? You've got just your weak reaction. You're out. You're out. You've still got one more shot to kill one of them, hopefully. Let's go for it with Call the Weak on. Very good. Now, let me check what the arcane synergy damage there was. So, plus, yeah, okay. So currently it's adding his wisdom for +2. We can do better. We can get his wisdom up higher next time. Let's see if we can finish off this Githyanki youth. Despite the misses and whatnot. Nah, not possible anymore. I was thinking I could have Shovel do it, but not with that much HP. Shovel could do a scare, though. I would be scared in this situation myself if people just burst down the door and killed literally everyone in the school, and the army of skeletons was attacking me. There we go. Oh, no. He gets a free turn somehow or other. Okay.
Time to strike.
Another fight. Let's go.
Let's have some carnage.
Okay, easily done. You can see we are super close to leveling up. We'll hit like level 8 pretty much the instant Act 2 begins, which is how I usually find things go, basically. As far as I know, there's no way to get quite to level 8 here in this act, but let me know if you found a way to do it. Where is Varrl? Then one hero has good gear, of course. Makes sense.
Something good here. I hope.
Is this table interactable? It's a kind of a levitating table to carry, I think, a severely injured Varrl off with to the infirmary. If you do a tricky stab to not quite kill him. Oh, that's interesting. I passed into the no camp zone as I passed over close to that area. Must be kind of applied as like a circle that accidentally encloses that section. Yeah, interesting. Well, let's get back and grab that legendary artifact and wrap up Act 1. Thank you for watching, everyone. And a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Master Knight DH, Jackie and Lino, George Grin, Travis, Carlo Andrea 97, Cthulhu's Mom, Andrew Curzon, Troobsy, Skillrap, Gregory, William Wakefield, Danny Hall, Jeffrey Morse, Josh Becca, Jack, Mashas01, Jacob Marshall, Nubiana, Till Fisher, Discord Colossus, Nicholas Schmuck, Kostya Nasarovich, Luke, Goman Blackrock, Dodo King 4, Marcin Bialek, Maveth, Techno Waffle, Nebular, I Loop, Michael Francis, Emperor Kong 420, Robin Maki, Mick and Balls, Daniel Sedachicado, Stilgen Flanny, Micah Marie, Christopher Allen, Stefan Van Zyl, Eddie, Wendy, Ali Kasamoglu, Lucas Riverola, Skylar Sauce, Nick Myers, Bethany James, Emp Ninjas, and Preben. Have a great day, everyone.